Let me know if you can see my screen, please. Can you guys see my screen? Can you see my chart? Let me know in the comments. Okay, yes. Okay, somebody said yes. Okay. So guys, just give me a minute. Hold on, guys. Let me send the link to the group. So guys, we'll do more of Okay. So tonight we'll do as you guys are, so I know how to work with you. So guys, tonight is for question and answers. So let's do question and answers in today's class. Tomorrow, in our next section, we would go deeper. So what is the challenge so far? What is the challenge so far for you guys? Or where are you right now as far as trading is concerned? Good evening, Brian. So tell me, I think if you have something to say, if you want to talk, I could bring you up so you can talk and, I get to hear what you have to say and then I'll respond to whatever you want to say. Or if you don't want to come up, you can just type in the comments. Type in the comments and then I'll respond to it. So what has been the challenge for you so far, or where are you right now, trading wise? Good evening, Eunice. I see you. Good evening, Timmy Topper. So, guys, I'm waiting for your questions. The reason why I want you guys to ask questions is so I know how to, relate with you guys because I cannot just come here and just start teaching, right? In our next conversation, in our subsequent classes, we'll be doing life analysis. I'll be doing life analysis with you guys. You can see how I trade, and you can even, take signals from the live sections. Okay, I'm in a phase where I'm trying to scale up through programs. Please, how can I do that? Okay. All right. So for Profem, okay, this person say TP has been far from me. Okay, let me see if I can. Let me see if I can bring you up so you can explain in detail. Hmm. Okay. If you're trying to scale up through Profem, that's a broad question. You need to tell me where you are. You need to tell me, what account size do you have right now? What is your win rate? Are you consistent? Have you figured out your win rate? And what is your risk management like? I would need all of that kind of information. So this is a very broad question. So go more in detail. Okay, this person says TP. So Brian, I'll be waiting for your response. Give me more detail, right? So we can work on how you can scale up your programs. As a matter of fact, let me show you guys. Let me show you. I don't know if I should do this, but let me just share with you guys my latest withdrawal from PropFem. I think was it last month or this month? Okay. I don't know how to share this. Okay, I'll just put it in the comments. Let me download it. So for those of you that are interested in trading PropFems, let me just send you guys this, maybe just to motivate you or something. I don't know how to send it in, except I'll have to share my Telegram. Okay, let me do this. Okay, I believe you guys can see so this is my Telegram channel for my personal journey, for my trading journey so far as a trader, right? This right here is my latest withdrawal from, this was my last month's withdrawal from Funding Pips, right? So if you're trading Profem, there are so many informations. If you want me to help you scale up your Profem, there are so many informations you have to provide me, right? Before I'll be able to help you do that. So yeah. So if you feel like, if you're feeling demotivated about Profems and all that, this is to just remind you that you can still make money trading Profems. And if you're new here, if you're a complete beginner here, don't worry. I'm going to find a way to just get started with you guys again, right? Take you from beginner to advanced. But what I'm saying right now is for those that want to, trade Profem. I trade Profem, so I would advise you to do the same, right? if you see, this is May, right? This is May. I've been, training different prop firms. I've been passing the challenges and all that. So you can also do the same. So don't feel demotivated. All right. So let's go to the chart. Let's go back to the chart. Also, let me attend to the questions. Okay, this person says my prop firm is down to minus $170. I have just $30 leverage left. Okay. So what is the question? Are you asking how you can, bring it out of drawdown? Is that what you're asking? Please, if you're asking your question, ensure you elaborate a bit. Okay, this person said, good evening, boss. My challenge is this. Executing trades on live account instead of demo. The feeling is always different. The fear of losing money, that if that if it has gone, it has gone. How? Okay, let me read this question again. My challenge is this: executing trades on live account instead of demo account. The feeling is always different. The fear of losing money. Yes, trading on demo account and live account are different feeling, right? They are different thing entirely. If you're trading on demo, there is no emotion, right? Because it's not your money, it's not your personal money. So you're always going to be reckless, you're always going to do whatever you like. If the trade is going against you, you don't care because it's not money, right? But when you're trading a live account, it's a different ball game, right? That's where emotion comes in, right? So yeah, but then you cannot make money trading on demo, right? You cannot make money trading on demo account. So you have to trade live account and overcome that fear of losing money. Because if you're scared of losing money, you cannot make money. You cannot make money in this market. Okay, this person says win rates being zero. Okay, if your win rate is zero, it means you've not been doing it right. So in our subsequent classes, I'm going to show you guys how I trade, right? We are going to be doing live analysis. We'll be doing live analysis and I will show you guys how I execute my trades. And you can learn a thing or two. So if your win rate is zero, in our next live section, we'll do live analysis. Or at the end of this live section, we'll probably do live analysis and you will see how it goes. All right, so this Fadi say good evening. Good evening, Fadi. How are you doing? Okay, this success says, how can someone overcome fear of losing money? Do you advise one to use money to buy prop firm or use it for live trading? Okay. Well, it depends on your capital, right? It depends on your capital. If you don't have capital, if you don't have enough capital, I would advise you start with prop firm, right? If you don't have, let's say if you don't have up to $500 as your capital, I would advise you buy a prop account and just trade the prop account, right? But if you have up to $500, you can trade a prop account and also a live account as well, right? You can be trading a prop account on the side and you're trading your own live account. So that means you have two accounts you're trading. So it depends on your capital. So like I already said, from our next class, we'll be doing live sections. We'll be doing, oh sorry, we'll be doing live analysis, right? And I'll be explaining to you guys how I execute my trades. For the newbies, don't worry. You would also learn as well. So don't, and I'll give you the chance to, from our next class, I'll give you the chance to, I'll be asking questions as well, because if I'm teaching you guys, I'll also be asking questions. So I'll give you the access to my screen so you can do markups, right? So what's the next question? Vincent said, for small accounts, do you know any broker that can allow your stop loss to be constant? Constant stop loss. Well, I don't think your stop loss can be constant. Yes, I'm trying to understand your question. I don't think your stop loss can be constant. What I mean is, based on, let's say for example, you take a trade on 15 minutes and you take a trade on 1 hour time frame, the stop loss are going to vary. The stop loss pips are going to vary, right? So if that's your question, please elaborate on this your question so I don't tell you the wrong thing. So any broker that can allow your stop loss to be constant. Well, your stop loss cannot be constant because there's spread. It depends on the time you're executing the trade. It depends on the time you're stopped out, or it depends on the time you're stopped out. So if you're stopped out during live trading sections, there will be less spread, right? But if you're stopped out during Asian section, you're going to have to pay more for spread. So elaborate on your question. Okay, James says, please share with us your best currency pairs in terms of SMC and good volatility. Okay, my best currency pairs. If you're looking at my screen right now, you will see my best currency pairs. So my best currency pairs are these pairs. Okay, let me just highlight it. So these are my best currency pairs from here up here. These are my best currency pairs. I think they're about 5 or okay, they're about 7 or 6. So these are my best currency pairs. But then sometimes I still look at some of these pairs and see if there is an opportunity, right? But these are the pairs I work with most of the time. Now, for these pairs, I already understand their structure, right? I already understand their trend, right? For example, I know where Euro USD is going from 1 year time frame. Even without doing top-down analysis, I already know what's going on with Euro USD. Also GBP USD as well, right? I already know what's going on with GBP USD. So I don't have to do top-down analysis always. Why? Because I already know what is going on with a pair, right? So these are the pair I'm most familiar with. But sometimes when there are no opportunities on my pair, on my favorite pairs, right? I can decide to just look at other pairs and see if there are opportunities. So my favorite pair would be Euro USD. Yep. Euro USD, GBP USD, US 100. In terms of volatility, US 100, Euro USD, and gold, this pair has very good volatility. And SMC works with this pair very, very well as well. So, yeah. So, the next question, Prince Oluchuku say, I'm new here. Okay, Prince, are you a beginner? were you part of the previous mentorship program? If you're not, if you're a beginner, or like live in our subsequent live sections, I'll walk you guys through some beginner stuff. And I also recommend videos on the channel for you to watch as well, right? So that you can speed up to date. Welcome, Prince. So I would like to come up. Okay, let's see if I can bring you up. I can't seem to find the option to bring you up. I think I'll have to look for it again. Can manage blog words and track notes and resource capacity of standard moderators. Can review and chat messages. Let's see if I can bring you up. Let me do this quickly. Let's bring. I think in our next section, I should be able to know how to bring you up. But for now, I don't think I can find that option. So in our next class, Matthew. Okay, so Brian says I'm currently trading a 25K prop firm currently. How much should I risk per trade? Well, how much you should risk per trade depends on your win rate, right? It depends on your win rate. Now, what is your win rate? If your win rate is, let's say your win rate, you have a 40% or 50% win rate, right? That means out of 10 trades, you get to win 5 trades, right? That's 50% win rate. If your win rate is 50%, it means you can go ahead and risk 0.5%, right, per trade. So that now if you're risking 0.5% per trade and your risk management and your risk to reward, let's say your risk to reward is 1:3 or 1:4, right? Let's say 1:4 because I use 1:4 in most of my trades. If your risk to reward is 1:4, that means for every trade you win, you get 4, right? And every loss you get, for every trade you win, since you're risking 0.5, you get 2%. For every trade you lose 0.5%. Right? So that means if you win one trade, you have to lose 4 trades for you to break even. Right? So 0.5, I'll recommend 0.5 as a risk per trade. But then again, it depends on your win rate as well. So this person, James, says, please share with us your best currency pairs in terms of SNC and good volatility. Does the entry models you taught us work on all time frames, including lower time frame? Yes, actually, it works across time frames, just that they are more efficient or you get more results on higher time frame. You get more results on higher time frame. So I would advise you look for the model on 4 hours and on 1 hour. Yeah. Because trading lower time frame, I mean, you have so many informations, so many structures, and they are not so reliable. So I would advise you go from 1 hour above for the models. So Vincent says, is there any reputable prop firm that have account one could buy with $10. $10. I think Maven. Maven Prop Firm is very reputable, and I think they should have. Hold on, let me check it out quickly. Maven Prop Firm. Okay, Maven Prop Firm, you can get an account for as low as $15 for Maven Prop Firm, and they are quite reputable. They are reputable, so I will recommend them. Uh, the thing about Prop Firm is you can start from very low account, right, and scale. The most important thing is to just be consistent. I just showed you guys now my last month payout, right? And I did not start with a big, and that's not even a big account. That's actually that's not a big account. That's not. I think that was a 50K account or something. That was a draw from a 50K account. So I was able to grow that account to I think about around 20%. But then they took 20. I was able to grow the account to 20%, right? So out of the profits, the profit took 20% and gave me 80% payout. So yeah. So don't it's not about the account size. You can get a low account size and scale up as you're getting payouts. Okay, so Emmanuel says, good evening, boss. It's Emmanuel. I just want to know the volatile and non-volatile pairs. I think I already answered this question, right? The volatile, maybe you just joined us. The volatile pairs for me, right, are Euro USD, gold, NAS 100, US 30, GBP USD, GBP USD. These are the volatile pairs I would recommend for you. These three pairs are high, these four pairs I just mentioned, they are volatile. Okay, so Obasi, is it possible to manage a Prop Firm account and be profitable by copying your trades? Obasi, well, copying my trade is not the problem, but what about your long-term growth? I think you should think more about your long-term growth, right? If you're copying, putting work on the side, or if you're not putting work on the side and you just want to copy my trades, you will not, you'll be stuck in a place for a long time. So, Marvin, please, boss, can I use $5 to start trading with FBS broker? I don't know this broker. I don't know anything about FBS broker, so I cannot answer this question. Marvin, I have no idea their minimum deposit. Prince, okay, so Prince says, please, my program is analyzing. I'm new in this. Okay, like I already said, Prince, if you're new, I would advise you start watching the videos on the channel from the oldest videos, right? You can start watching from the oldest videos. And on live sections like this, you can come and ask your question, right? Because we're going to be having live sections sometimes 3 times a week, 2 times a week, right? Where we get to, we'll analyze it. Okay, this is how we're going to be doing it. On Mondays or Tuesdays, we'll analyze the market. We'll analyze the market for the week, right? And you guys can, get some of my signals, right? And I also attend to questions, whether you're a beginner, whichever question you want to ask, any topic at all that I've treated on the channel, you can ask your question and I'll attend to them, right? And on Fridays, or maybe Wednesdays, I can decide to, if I have time, I can decide to go live and analyze the market with you guys so you can get signals as well, right? Or get to understand how I trade the market. On Fridays, we will do end of the week markup, right? We would analyze, we'll check out all the signals for the week, all our analysis for the week, do end of the week markup. Look out for trades we missed out right, on Fridays. And also I'll get to attend to questions as well, right? So we'll do this for a period of time. This is just to help some of you that really want to become traders, to keep you on track, right? So you can be motivated. So if you guys are showing up on the live sections, I'll try my best to just keep going. But if the turn up is not encouraging, I'll have to get busy with other things. So it doesn't matter if you are new, just watch the videos on the channel, start from the oldest videos, and then bring your questions to our live sections. I'll attend to you. Okay, so Vincent. So guy, if you like the channel, okay. James said we can't see the pair on your screen. Wait, you guys can't see my screen? Let me know in the comments. Can you see my screen? Oh yes, okay. You can see, but not so clear. Okay, yeah. I'll work towards this. Probably from our next section. So I'll work towards where I am right now. I am not at home right now. I traveled, so I'm not. How will I put it? I don't have access to my work screen right now because I'm not at home. So for now, we just have to manage this screen, right? So when I get home, and I get back home, you would see my chart clearly. Okay, so the next question, I do watch your videos and I think I've answered it. Okay, so Samuel said, boss, it haven't been easy. I've been trying to learn more, but they all come down to the strategy you taught us. But yet, TP feels like it doesn't exist as using the same strategy. Okay, so like I already said, we are going to be having live sections, frequent live sections. So you're going to watch me analyze the market, right? I'll be analyzing the market and you see how I do it. And also, we are going to be backtesting together as well, right? I think maybe on Wednesdays, we can just be backtesting together just to build your confidence. So when you watch how I backtest, when we backtest together and you see how how we recognize, how we identify opportunities in the market, I believe that will help your confidence and you'll be able to spot more opportunities. And also TPs as well, you'll be getting TPs as well. So just don't miss the live sections. Okay, so Matthew said, can I use standard lot size on a 10K prop account? Standard lot size. What do you mean by standard lot size? There is nothing like a fixed lot size when you're trading a prop account. whatever lot size you're using has to be in line with your risk. Number one, your risk management. Number two, your account size, right? So there is nothing like a fixed lot size. So just figure out the amount you want to be risking per trade, the your stop loss pips, and all that. Figure them out, and you come up with your lot size. So there's no fixed lot size for anything. Sam Floyd Vibes. Hello, good evening, sir. Do we consider time section in the cost of trading approach? Sections. Well, sections actually play a big role in as far as trading is concerned. But the thing here is, if you are, just give me a minute. Section plays a very big role. If you're a swing trader, you don't have to care about sections, right? Depending on the kind of trader you are. If you're a swing trader, you don't care about sections because you can hold trades for 4 days, for a week, for 2 weeks, right? But if you're a day trader, if you execute all your trades in a day, then you have to care about time sections, right? So if you're a day trader, you'd want to, consider London section or New York section. And once New York and London are closed, you are out of the market for that day. So, yeah, that's it about sections. So, Paris, sorry I'm late. Can we see your screen? But you guys can see my screen now. Okay, so this person says, Marvin says, please, which broker has the lowest deposits of $5? $5. I think I think that should be derived. It has to be derived. I think with Derive you can even deposit as low as $1. I think, yeah, you can deposit as low as $1 for Derive. Okay. So next question. Next question. Where I travel go? This one is a secret, oh, Matthew. I don't know if you are a kidnapper. I don't know if there are kidnappers here. Fragrance that. Well done, well done. Oh, I see you. How long how long does it take one to stay profitable? this is the most this is the most difficult question that has been asked on this live section so far. How long does it take to be profitable? I can answer that question. It depends. It depends. I know you probably don't need an answer to this question, but then for the sake of other persons here, profitability depends, right? And this is not about technical analysis. Profitability has nothing to do with technical analysis. In fact, you can just be winning. You can start trading right now on demo account, and then you'll be winning all your trades, right? Then you get to live account, and all of a sudden you start missing out on trades or you start losing trades. So profitability is an individual thing. How long it takes you to conquer yourself, right? To conquer those your psychological issues like fear of losing money or your reaction to losses and some of those other psychological problems. How you are able to conquer yourself, how you are able to be disciplined enough to execute trades based on your trading plan. Yeah, I think that's so. For some persons, it can take them 6 months for them to conquer their emotions. Some persons takes them 1 year. Some persons takes them 2 years. So it depends. Depends. So the biggest obstacle to profitability as a trader is not even technical analysis. It's yourself. It's your emotions. So if you are able to conquer your emotion, you'll be profitable. So this is why you always hear people, he didn't take profit anyhow on demo. Once you get to life account, becomes a different story, and it will be as if your village people are monitoring you, or as if there is a spirit somewhere that doesn't want you to be profitable. It's not a spirit. The difference is when you were trading demo account, you were executing trades ruthlessly without emotions. You don't care. You're just executing the trades ruthlessly. Even if you take, let's say, for example, even if you take two losses and you see another setup, you execute the third one. But on your life account, if you execute two trades and you get two stop loss in a day, to execute the third one, you might not want to do it. And probably is that third one that will give you TP. So if you had executed, you would have recovered the first two losses you made, but because you failed to execute it because you've lost two trades already. So that's just the challenge. And because you failed to execute that trade, your next trade or your next two trade might still be losses, right? So had it been you execute that third trade, you would have, recovered your losses and even be in profits. So that the next trade or the next two trade you take that will hit stop loss would not affect you. But because you did not take that trade, right? Remember, you've taken two losses already, and you did not take the trade that was supposed to give you TP. The trade you now take, the next trade you now take, will go and hit SL. That will become a serious psychological problem for you. You'll be like, you even get scared of taking the next trade because you feel like any trade, the ones you take will hit stop loss, the one you don't take will hit TP, as if somebody is monitoring you or something like that. So some of these things are what contributes to profitability. Okay, so why a okay, this person says which broker has low spreads because sometimes the spread won't tap me in and I'll miss entry, especially when it's a buy or sell limit or limit order. Okay, I think you should try Derive. You know, Derive has different type of brokers they are using, right? Different type of brokers. The challenge is when you go for an account, when you go for a broker with low spread, right? The commission will be high. They will charge you a high commission, but the spread will be very low. In fact, there will be no spread at all. Your trade will be executed at your entry, right? But then they will charge you for commission. Meanwhile, the brokers that has widespread, they charge you less for commission. They might not even charge you at all for commission, or maybe very, very little. So, but if you don't want to be missing out on trades, then I would advise you go for brokers that has low spread, right? Like Derive. So you can use Derive and you know get low spreads. Okay, so asset says yeah, deriving on deposit. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So for some, okay, for Marvin that was asking about 5 million. I wanted to say $5 million. So Marvin, that was asking about $5 deposit. Somebody just confirmed what I said now, that the minimum deposit on Derive is $1. So if you have $5, you're a big man already. On Derive, you're a big man. You can go there and execute your trades. So Paris says, would you recommend FBS broker to any trader? The thing is, I don't even know about the FBS trader. I have not, taken my time to FBS broker. I don't know about them, honestly. Let me check their. Let me check them on Trustpilot and see their rating. On Trustpilot, okay, so FBS broker on Trustpilot, they have 4.3 rating. 5,689 people rated them 4.3. Well, this is actually good. This is good. This is good for a broker. But I don't know so much about their spread and all that, so I cannot say so much about. Well, the broker I use is Xness. The reason why I use Xness is because if you go to Trustpilot, you see that Xness has been rated, has been reviewed 18,000 times, and they have 4.7 rating. So they are very reliable. Please share the link of the broker. Okay, I think somebody should share, what's it called, the right link on the group, please, on one of those groups. Okay, so this person says, sir, please, do you practice trade journaling? Yes, I'm looking at my journal right now. My journal is in front of me right now. So yes, I practice trade journaling. The truth of the matter is, let me tell you this: journaling is very boring. Sometimes you can even forget. Most of the time, you forget. But journaling your trade is very important if you want to, become a profitable trader, right? Because anything you cannot account for does not have anything you cannot account for, you cannot make progress. Why? Because you cannot even tell when you are, getting it right or when you're getting it wrong. And when you're getting it wrong, you cannot tell what you're doing wrong. You don't have the data to. It's more like when you go to a hospital, right? You're going to have to do a series of tests before the doctor will be able to diagnose you. So if you don't journal, how can you diagnose what's wrong with your trading journey, right? So you need to be able to like journal your trades. Then you can tell where you're getting it wrong or where you're getting it right. What I do is on my journal, so I have it's more like a column, right? So let me just read it out for you guys. I have like a column. The first column is for, is it column or row? I don't know. But the first column is for date. The second is for the pair. The third is for TP or SL, right? So let's say, for example, if I'm taking my trade, let's say today is 27th, right? Today is 27th. The date I'll say today, okay, I'll say 27th of June. The pair, I will say Euro USD, right? Then the trade, is it TP or SL? I will indicate it there, right? And then the last column will be remark. So the remark now is my observation, right? What did I observe? Why the trade was playing out? What um what did I do different? Did I close the trade before TP? Did I break even? Did I get stopped out? Did I, got scared and close the trade? All those are the remarks. Those are the things you want to like, write down in your remark. So that's you being accountable, right? And you want to be truthful. You don't want to be lying to yourself. You need to put down how you reacted. Because if you don't recognize that what you're doing is wrong, you cannot improve or you cannot change. So okay, so the next person says, so journaling is very important, James. Ensure you have a trade journal. Very, very important. So this person, Emmanuel, boss, boss, travel to the spirit. Sorry, travel to the spirit realm. Yeah, so I'm a spiritual man. Oh. Okay. Paris, thank you, sir. You're welcome. Success. So the next live trade is on Wednesday or Friday. No, no, no. We'll have live section. I think. I think I'll have to. I think probably on Monday. I think it should be Monday. I'm trying to see if we can make it a routine, right? If we can do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. Maybe like Mondays. On Mondays, yeah, would I will attend to questions and then we'll analyze the market for the week. On Wednesday, we'll back test, and then on Friday, we'll do end of the week markup, attend to questions, you know, stuff like that. So yeah, that's my. But let's see if we can make it a routine. Although it depends on the turn up. If you guys are serious, if I say that you guys are serious, I would also put in energy. But you guys are not serious. I'll just use my time for something else. All right. So this person's is it Akwede Junior? So hello, sir. Please, what are the right contents of a good trading plan? Hmm. A good trading plan. Well, first of all, you have to. The first thing is your strategy, right? Now I'm going to break it down, right? The first thing when you are mapping out or when you are killing out your trading plan, the first thing is your strategy. The second thing is your risk management, right? The fourth thing is your money management, right? So now back to the strategy, which is the number one. Now your strategy entails, the things you look out for. Let's say, for example, what time frame, which is your overall time frame? Where do you start your top down analysis from? Is it from one day? Is it from 4 hours? Is it from weekly? Right now, on that strategy, you're going to write, okay, your directional bias or your trend will be taken from what? From, let's say, 4 hours, for example. You can say your trend is from 4 hours, right? That's your directional bias, your overall bias. That's if you're a day trader, though. If you're a day, let's say if you're a day trader, for example, you can say, okay, your directional bias is 1 day or 4 hours, right? Then the second thing is, you want to look out for like your maybe like I don't depending on the kind of strategy you're trading, right? You want to pick out your point of interest. That's your POI. You want to look out. You want to also write the things you look out for when you are picking out your POI. Is your POI an order block? Must the order block have an imbalance? Does it have to have a structural liquidity? All of these things, right? Based on your strategy, you list them out for strategy. Then when you get to the risk management, you want to also, what is your risk per trade? What is your risk to reward? Are you risking 1% of your account? Are you risking 10%? Are you risking 5%? Okay, what is your risk to reward? Is it 1:2, 1:3, 1:4, 1:5? You want to put these things down in writing as well, right? So And if your risk, if you put all of these things down, if you put your risk management down, okay, do you break even? Now, this is for money management now or trade management, which is the number three, right? Now, we've talked about we've talked about your strategy as the number one content of your trading plan. We've talked about your risk management as number two. Now, the number three is your money management. Do you break even your trades when your trade is playing out, right? You have to write it there. Do you, how do you like to break even your trade? Is it at your entry or maybe above your entry? All of these things, you write them down on your money management. Are you going to close your trade before TP? Are you going to, are you going to close your trade based on a fixed TP, or you're going to close your trade based on how the market decides to react? Maybe when you see a reversal signal, you're going to close your trade. All of these things, you have to write them down so you don't act impulsively when you are in the market. So these are the contents you should have on your trading plan. Once you have all of these things written down, whenever you want to execute a trade, ensure you keep them close to you, right? So you can always be seeing them. This would keep you in shape or being on track. So that's how you arrange your trading plan. Okay, so the next person says, how many trades do you take per day, and what is your max daily loss? Hey, this is a very funny question. How many trades I take per day? Well, the reason why I might not be, I will not tell you this is because if I tell you now, you want to do the same thing, and you're probably not built for that, right? You just do things based on your capacity. So, how many trades do you think you can take per day, and you're confident, and you're not anxious? So, you just have to ask yourself that question. For me, there's a number of trades I can take in a day, right? And I know that I don't tire for the day. This is enough already, right? Be it losses or wins and all. So you have to know your limits. And also depending on your trading plan. Okay, so the number of trade you also take per day is also part of your trading plan as well. It's part of your risk management. So the number of trade you take per day. Now, if you're okay, let's say for example, if you're trading a prop firm, if you're trading a prop firm, you're risking 0.5% per day, then you should not lose more than 2% of your account in a day. That means max of 4 trades. If you're trading a prop firm, you should not lose more than 2% of your account in a day, right? So if you're risking 0.5% on a trade, that means you're not losing more than 4 trades in a day. So if you take 4 trades, you're done for that day. If you take 4 trades, if you win all of those trades, good. If you lose all of those trades, good. If you win 2, lose 2, good. If you win 3, lose 1, good. If you lose 3, win 1, good. But once you hit 4 trades, you're done for that day. Just walk away. Right? So, yeah. Okay, so this person says, so, someone that you don't have the same account. Someone that don't have the same account and psychology, to be unwise to compare yourself to him. Oh, okay. Yes, don't compare yourself to anybody, right? You just have to, like, when it comes to the only thing you can do exactly the way I'm doing it, right, is technical analysis, basically. When it comes to psychology and all of those things, you just have to like cave your own parts. You have to figure it out. But then I can give you a template, just like I just did now with the trade plan, right? I can tell you to know your strategy very well. Write down the things you must see before you take a trade. Know your risk management, right? The number of trades you take per day, the number of losses you take per day, your risk to reward ratio, the amount you risk, the percentage you risk per trade, right? You get it all figured out. Then to money management, do you allow your trade to play out to full TP or you take partials, right? Do you break even your trades? These are the things you need to figure out, right? Based on your risk tolerance. So you just have to keep your own part when it comes to psychology and all that. All right. So this person says we're going to be wrapping up now. This person says, okay, excess spread is a killer. Yes, when you're trading a small account, excess spread can be very, very annoying, right? But if you have a good capital and you go for the $500 account, you would not have to worry about spread. But then, if you have low capital, just use Derive. Use Derive. You can deposit as low as $1. The spread is not so bad. So yeah. Okay, so this person said, do you set and forget or trailing stop loss or break even? And even when one, do you feel is best from your experience? Also, what loss size calculator do you use? Well, I set and forget. I don't know how to I don't know how to be following up my trades always like that, because if I do that, I'm going to be making lots of decisions that I will not be proud of, right? So what I do basically is I just set my limit. I set my stop loss, my take profit, and my entry, right? Since my risk to reward is 1:4, is either price gets to 1:4 or it goes to SL, right? I don't break even my trades. So that's it. Although it can be painful sometimes, because sometimes I can hold the trade and then it will give me 1:3, right? And it will reverse and take me out on stop loss. But that's the price I have to pay for being so rigid. So, but one thing I've learned from this market is if you don't learn how to be in control of situations, the market is going to mess your psychology up, right? So what you want to do is you want to figure out a way that you can execute your trades without paying so much attention to every candle that's forming, without trying to trail everything and all that. That will give you peace of mind and save you a lot of emotional troubles. All right, so the next question. So I think we'll have to be wrapping up now. Okay, this person says, sir, can you explain Marvin 2 minutes rule on news? Okay, yeah, the 2 minutes news rule is now when there's a high impact news, right? When there's a high impact news, don't trade 2 minutes before the news, and also don't execute any trade 2 minutes after the news. So that means you have to wait, like, if you want to take a trade, right, you have to take that trade like 3 minutes or 4 minutes, or like way before the news. And also after the news is being released, if you want to take a trade, you have to also wait for at least 3 minutes before you can execute a trade. So that's what our 2 minute rule means. Pending order that open or close during 2 minutes window. Will I lose the account? No, you will not lose the account, just that the whatever loss you whatever profit you make will not be counted, right? The profit will be deducted. But if you make losses, is your loss. They will not. So it's better you don't even do it at all. All right, guys. So it was nice having this section with you guys. So in our next conversations, we are going to be in our next live section. We are going to be analyzing the market together. So good night, guys.